everyone. I'm Symphony Privet. Thank you for joining us here on Featured. We hope to inspire or simply make you smile with uplifting stories across the country. A country music star made a special stop while on tour in central Pennsylvania. Singer Jimmy Charles traded the concert stage for a hospital room. Tyler Poglich takes us there to see the private performance.
Which kids that I'm going to go sing to Pete, an ALS patient that comes to a lot of my shows, and he's having a really tough time and is in the hospital.
It's not the stage Jimmy Charles is used to. But on this day, he's playing for an audience of one.
This is the best that I've seen him in over a month, and it lifts my heart up to see him do that.
Pete Sawyer has been battling ALS for the last decade. For the past month, he's been in Penn State Holy Spirit Hospital, surrounded by care, but far from comfort. He got a VIP experience he'll never forget.
You know, music is just such a powerful thing that can really touch people more than just words themselves. And, you know, if it can bring him any bit of uplifting, any bit of joy, you know, that's what I love to do.
Jimmy, a country artist from Nashville, made the surprise visit before a concert Saturday night. No crowds, no lights, just one man, one voice, one reason.
It's been 10 years of ALS, and anniversaries have been slim to none, and this actually felt kind of like we're having our own little private thing. And it was good to be able to see that Pete was able to smile and look over at Jimmy while he's singing. It's nice to know that he was able to do that and enjoy the show.
A song that may not change the diagnosis, but one that gave Pete and his wife a moment of joy and a memory they'll never forget.
To bring him any type of joy is just no comparison to anything else. It's just like in a completely different realm, completely different world. So anything I can do, very special moment.
So it brought me joy into my heart completely. It just gives me like he has a quality of life and stuff that is due to everybody.
That was Tyler Poglich reporting. An artist in New York is determined to paint. Alan Deacon is not able to use his hands, so he uses his head instead. Courtney Courtwright explains why he is on a mission to create while he still can.
I never in a million years thought I would be an artist.
For Alan Deacon, every day is a chance to create.
I will while I can. I know that was sent to me from God.
It's a motto he lives by, and with every stroke of the paintbrush, there's purpose.
I consider myself in charge of quantity, and I let God take care of quality.
In 2005, Alan was diagnosed with MS.
Staring at the ceiling, and it's hard to count the holes and the tiles. So my friend made this easel for me.
Hundreds of paintings later, created with the help of this hat with a paintbrush attached to it, because he's unable to use his hands.
Gosh, if I can do it, you can do it. Nothing special here. I'm just a guy.
Well, that guy has sent an inspiring message to viewers on TikTok. He went viral for a video that now has more than 500,000 views.
Like I've been praying to God to help me be an inspiration. I'm here for a purpose.
Through his art comes another passion, helping horses.
They really do heal.
He and his wife co-founded Phoenix Equine Rescue and Rehabilitation. For more than 30 years, they've given horses a second chance. And he'll continue that mission by selling his artwork with every dollar going to the rescue.
That was Courtney Courtwright reporting. Now, this home found a new purpose. It's now a place for kids to show off their creative side. Anayeli Ruiz speaks to the homeowner about why it was important for her to open her doors to them.
Tucked in a quiet corner of North Houston is a house unlike any other. It bursts with color. If you listen closely, you'll hear the sound of possibility being painted into reality.
My organization is called Art in the Heart.
What color do you want?
Ronnie Cabrera started this nonprofit with one bold idea: an art bus on wheels. After landing a grant on national TV, she opened a brick-and-mortar studio. But recently,
The rent for us was doubling, and we had to make a tough decision.
she was left with nowhere to go.
At one point, we did consider closing. What do we have versus what we don't have? And what did we have? My house.
Her childhood home, now transformed into an art studio for kids. She built tiny houses in the backyard, turning them into classrooms.
Not a lot of people would be comfortable saying, hey, I'm going to turn my house into this.
What more of a beautiful way than to use the land that I have control of to give back to my kids?
A gesture that means the world, especially to the ones holding the paint.
How does that make you feel? She did that for you.
Yeah, that makes me feel really wonderful. A lot of people in the world are not that kind.
And you're going to carry it like this.
And the parents, they call it nothing short of a blessing.
Es maravilloso porque no cualquier persona lo hace.
This mother says it's a wonderful idea to keep the children's creativity running.
And all Ronnie is helping 28 kids, teen counselors, and U of H grads, everyone coming together to create art. Why do you continue?
So when you plant a seed, you know that it takes a long time for it to grow. And I wouldn't feel right to just plant the seed and give up on this plant.
Once just an idea, now it's more than a house. It's a living canvas, rooted in community.
That was Anayeli Ruiz reporting. A group of musicians don't have enough words of gratitude for their longtime conductor and World War II veteran, so they let their instruments do the talking. Sean Martinelli takes us to Virginia for a performance of appreciation and gratitude.
This condo complex is no Kennedy Center. Yet congregating in this cramped common room are musicians from across the country, all here because of him.
Oh boy, how much time do you have?
That's Colonel Arnold Gabriel. 80 years ago, he served our country during World War II. When you think about it, what stands out the most?
I suppose my time in the infantry when my two buddies were killed.
On January 9th, 1945, Colonel Gabriel was part of a three-man machine gun squad. Only one returned home.
When I saw my buddies were killed, I couldn't sleep for a week. My eyes were wide open.
When Colonel Gabriel needed an escape, music became his escape.
Oh my gosh, yes. Totally.
He went on to serve as the conductor of the United States Air Force Band. For more than 2 decades, Colonel Gabriel touched hundreds of lives.
And I had no idea when they were on active duty that the regard they had for me.
Today, that will change. In this room are dozens of Colonel Gabriel's former band members, a gathering in honor of their conductor's 100th birthday. Colonel Gabriel may have once doubted his impact. And then this happened.
Oh my gosh. This is the culmination, I guess. I'll remember it the rest of my life.
All of us here today love you, sir. More than words can express.
I just want to say that I'm overwhelmed with all of you appearing here today. It's been a journey I will never forget. And all of you have been a part of it.
And when the words stopped, the music began. Without a single rehearsal, these musicians managed to give Colonel Gabriel the greatest finale.
Oh my gosh, it's overwhelming. Almost indescribable.
No words needed for this orchestra. An ensemble of gratitude. In Alexandria, Virginia, Sean Martinelli.
We have more for you ahead on Featured. Here's a look at what's coming up. Toy soldiers ready for battle. We'll show you how they brought strength to a young boy in a time of need. Plus, a firefighter goes the extra mile on emergency calls. We'll tell you why he says his daughter is the reason. And a bit later, students, look at this, stepping into the future. We'll show you how AI is giving them a glimpse into their dream jobs. Welcome back. Did you have a favorite toy that you took with you everywhere as a kid? Well, for a high school senior in Minnesota, he had an entire collection of plastic troops. Boyd Hupert tells us those toy soldiers helped him fight a battle too big for any child to face on their own.
Forward! March! If all were fair, children would be spared from the worst of life's battles.
He was 3 years old. He was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia.
On that day, Axel Zerbis became a warrior.
I don't even remember who gave him the first pack of toy soldiers, but he just played with them all the time.
These soldiers accompanied Axel.
That was his thing.
And parents Justine and Brian.
And there's a lot of fear.
Through 3 years of chemotherapy.
One in his mouth while he's getting chemo. This is your battle and you're gonna win it. You know, you're strong like an army guy. And he kind of just, embraced that.
Embraced it further one day as blood was drawn.
He was like, let's send a soldier with my blood.
In goes the army guy, in goes blood.
He wanted to send one of his army guys down with his blood to make sure it got there. Okay, it's a tough guy's blood going down to the lab. An escort for his blood.
Not much, and real.
The nurse made a comment, it was like, they're all down there. They've been collecting them.
Axel's platoon, with a note from the lab letting him know his soldiers were working hard on top of their cell counter.
That was really touching. That was really sweet. They could have easily just tossed those in the trash.
And this is stuff that we just haven't thought about.
Yeah.
You see, it's been a while since Axel wore this military jacket till the sleeves were almost up to his elbows. A while since Axel threw out the Twins' opening pitch, more excited to meet this visiting team than Morneau and Maurer.
And he was like, Mom, real soldiers.
A while since Axel celebrated his last day of chemo with a camo cake before starting 3rd grade with this sign.
When I grow up, I want to be. And that year he put soldier.
Life went on.
Gotta get up and walk the straight and narrow.
And now a decade later, look closely at what's around the neck of the new high school grad.
This is my name, Zerbis and then Axel.
The temporary tag one gets when he enlists in the Army.
Yep, I'm gonna get the good old buzz.
The same haircut both Axel's grandfathers wore, but he thought he couldn't.
We never thought that he would be able to serve in the military with his medical history. We just thought he would just be automatically disqualified.
But not so fast. Axel's childhood oncologist signed the letter that led to the waiver that allowed Axel to become a soldier.
It's been quite a journey, and it's kind of surreal.
Toy soldiers were at Axel's side as he waged a 3-year war.
Out, hands interlocked.
This building may be square.
Attention on deck.
But inside, a story is coming full circle.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will support and defend.
That I will support and defend.
The Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the United States.
It's real now.
He's going off into the world and I can't do anything to help him now. So I think that's, as a mom, that's like the hardest part, to not be able to be there if he needs me, which I've always done his whole life. So.
Yet Axel's parents know he's survived worse.
Are we done?
Soon enough, he'll be a soldier.
Love you, Mom.
I love you too.
But Axel Zerbis is already battle tested.
We're so proud of him.
Boy, do you.
A firefighter is taking his experience as a father and bringing it to work. He's created a new tool to help patients on 911 calls. Courtney Ewan shows us how it helps relieve stress and anxiety for kids experiencing an emergency.
Almost.
Shooting hoops with Dad
I got 12.
Dad can make most fathers proud.
She doesn't like organized sports, but if you chuck a football at her as hard as you can, she can catch it. Or
kick it.
Or kick it. Or,
Hi. There are so many things that make Steve Cho
she's very resilient.
beam with joy when talking about his 11-year-old daughter, Maddie.
And then some ice cream on top.
Her parents knew from an early age Maddie might be autistic. She was diagnosed this year.
She doesn't give up on anything, whether she's kicking and crying, whether it's really, really hard. She just doesn't give up.
Maddie inspires him at home
I'm on a lit.
and at work.
My goal is no matter what kind of call, either it's a 911 call or we go out to change a smoke detector, it's just be curious about that kid.
Steve is a firefighter paramedic for North Metro Fire Rescue.
Once we realized that Maddie was going down that route of, the autistic route, ADHD.
He created a sensory backpack with Children's Hospital and Maddie's special education teacher to bring along on emergency calls.
What is this for?
It's a fidget spinner.
For who?
What does a fidget spinner do for you?
Spin.
It spins. What does it do for your body, though?
Calms down.
Calms down. Yeah.
The backpack is filled with tools that help soothe kids going through a crisis.
Oh, let's grab a toy and help the child with breathing, or let's do, an I Spy book or something just to pass along the time and just help decrease the anxiety and the fear while they're in the back of a medic unit.
There's earmuffs for kids who are sensitive to loud sounds or sirens, toys to squeeze to help relieve stress, and picture charts that explain medical procedures.
I think my perspective on medicine and how we help out the community, that definitely changed once Maddie was in the picture, for sure.
His love for his daughter is turning into something bigger, something that will make her proud.
If by doing this, if I could be a voice for Maddie and her classmates, my job here is done.
With photojournalist Alex Dickey.
Can you put it on one finger? There you go.
In Broomfield, Courtney Yoon.
All right, time now for a quick break, but here we will check out what is coming up. A professional strongman, he's putting his muscles to the limit. How he's lifting his way to a global title. Plus, you don't have to leave home to try on new clothes. We'll show you how Google is letting you do it from your phone or your device. Welcome back. Let's dive into what's trending on social media now. Streaming service Max will make history with its debut of Sinners on its platform. Oh, I loved that movie. Max announced that viewers will have the option to watch Sinners in Black American Sign Language. Warner Brothers says it's the first time a streaming service will offer the version. Black American Sign Language is a dialect of American Sign Language, complete with its own grammar, rhythm, facial expressions, and history. The version will be interpreted by Nakia Smith, an influential voice in the Black deaf community. Max says its goal is to, quote, make these stories accessible to all audiences, end quote. All right, this is pretty cool. AI, it's becoming a bigger part of our everyday lives. So if its applications are a little scary, others might be a little helpful. Check this out. This new feature Google recently rolled out is meant to save shoppers time when considering a new look. So their new try-on feature lets users upload a photo of themselves to see how an outfit they found might look on them. The user is just asked to provide a full-length photo in good lighting while wearing fitted clothes, and AI does the rest. So hey, we want to give it a try in real time. So I'm going to scooch over here so we can test this out. Here's a photo of me recently from my bachelorette trip. And we have a couple of choices here. It looks like we have some dresses, double denim, okay, linen pants. Ooh, I like these orange pants, but I would have to find a top. Let's see. Let's go with one of the dresses just to make this easy. Okay. Oh, wait, no, let's do this. I'm a fan of this denim look. All right, so here we go. Again, there's me. We do the high-waisted ankle jeans, and it takes just a second to cook up. Let's see, I'm a little nervous. Almost there. Okay. Now, while it's doing that, adding the final touches, I'm gonna check out some tops. Oh, it did it for me. Whoa, can we take this full? Oh my goodness. And it looks like I put that on for the day. Can you see? Wow. I like that, and the bag still matches, the pose still hits. Okay. I'm gonna swipe here so we can check out some of the other ideas that our producer put together. Let me try one more, see if this works. We'll try one of the dresses. Let's see, this one has a little razzle dazzle. Oh, okay, work. I like that. I might be using that a little more in the future. So if you decide to give this a try, let me know. I want to see your outfits. That's pretty cool. I'm going to play with this in the break. That's a wrap on what's trending. Here's what you can expect up next. A baseball game to remember. Look at this. We meet a little boy on a mission to serve foster kids and their families. And a little bit later in the show, we're going back to the days of the good old DVD. Papa Privet has a ton. We'll show you how one store is surviving the digital demand. Hey there, thank you for staying with us here on Featured. I'm Symphony Privet, and we are continuing to bring you some uplifting stories from across the country. Let's head over to a baseball field in Houston. An 11-year-old boy invited more than 100 foster kids to a game. Anayela Ruiz shows us how it is giving families a much-needed day of fun.
First glance, Nate Gonzalez looks like your typical 11-year-old. But this little boy from Corpus Christi is on a mission. With his very own nonprofit, Nate's Next Kid Up.
I really know that everybody wants to be happy, wants to be loved, and wants to be cared about.
And Nate wanted to make sure foster kids and their families felt exactly that, the love. So he invited them here to an Astros game for an unforgettable day. Families from all over Corpus Christi and the Houston area were treated to fun, free baseball, and for foster parents like Paige, it was more than just a game.
My kids would never got to experience this because taking 7 kids to a baseball game is just not really in the budget.
Paige has 3 biological kids, and she's fostering 4 others, all under the age of 15.
It makes such a huge impact for us and our children, and it's that family bonding.
The joy felt on the stands. These memories made will last a lifetime.
This is something my kids are going to remember forever.
And this is my friends and family.
Even if it's just for one afternoon. And that's what this 11-year-old says it's all about. These moments of joy, togetherness, and peace.
You know, a chance for them to experience and to get away from whatever they're dealing with.
Yes, because when I go somewhere and just forget about everything, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I have no worries in my life whatsoever.
Wise words from a boy who's already creating real change. And all, Nate was able to help 150 kids and adults come enjoy the baseball game. But he says his mission doesn't stop here. He hopes to be able to continue to help more kids who are in foster care throughout the state of Texas.
That was Anayela Ruiz reporting. Now, Nate started his organization at 6 years old when he donated his Christmas toys to foster kids, and it has grown by leaps and bounds ever since. I love that one. All right, let's move on to an 8th grader now from Michigan. He is reaching the biggest stage in basketball, but it's not just because of his jump shot. As Matt Gard shows us, the teen is competing in New York City because of his math skills.
All right.
Kyler Jackson doesn't mind some smack talk.
How to show this old man the new generation.
When he and his mentor, J. Levi Alford, hit the court one-on-one.
No!
But as much as they love this game,
that's good.
Oh, Kyler is a real MVP at this one.
Most of the students who work with the NBA Math Hoops are working on their math, whether that's multiplication, division, adding, subtracting. We work with decimals, fractions, percents, and we really try to get students to attack math with that same energy that players attack the court. It can be like pulling teeth sometimes to get kids to do math, but with this game, it's the complete opposite, actually.
The STEM Greenhouse after-school program is full of math hoops all-stars.
It's very, very competitive. It gets really competitive. It gets loud in that room when somebody either loses or wins. People play out of their mind.
Kyler has gotten so good.
The epitome of an NBA math hoops champion.
He's been picked to represent his favorite team,
the Detroit Pistons,
at the World Championships in New York.
He will be there the whole week participating in the NBA draft, playing with other like-minded students, other champions from other parts of the country and the world.
He even gets to take his biggest fan.
My name is Vernay Pearson.
His mom.
I'm looking forward to experiencing New York with him. I'm looking forward to watch him shine in a way that I haven't seen yet. He's like the genius of the family, you know what I mean?
But Kyler says genius isn't what you need to master math hoops.
I can't say math is easy because it's not.
It takes practice and the same hard work.
Oh, let's go. That was good.
You'd see on the court.
A lot of people would love to be where I am at the moment, and they can get there as long as they put their minds to it.
That was Matt Gard reporting. Now, balancing life as a college student and athlete isn't easy. A college football player in Florida holds both of those titles and one more. She's a mother. Ashley Gonzalez has her story.
It's like, what? You play football? And then, you know, if I add on top of there that I've got a little one, the jaw just kind of drops.
Shelby Tokash isn't just making history in pads and cleats. She's also making lunches, planning nap schedules, and juggling classes. Her day starts long before sunrise.
I have Weston, you know, pretty much all day. And then with football practice, I'd have to leave my house at around 5:30 to get there. And my mom was home, so she'd watch him from whenever I leave until I get back at around 8 o'clock, 9, depending on how football practice runs.
This is Weston, 2.5 years old, and already his mom's biggest fan. But when mom's at practice, he notices. And luckily, Grandma, Shelby's mom, is there to help.
For bedtime, nighttime, whenever my mom would put him to sleep, you know, he'd always ask for me, and she'd tell him, Mommy's at football, Mommy's at football. And so he'll repeat that, and then he would go to sleep, knowing that I was at football.
Once Shelby's back home, it's straight to studying.
Sometimes he'd be asleep, and I would go straight into schoolwork, and other times he'd be awake, so I'd be up with him and wait till he goes to sleep and then start my schoolwork.
That was Ashley Gonzalez reporting. A sports card shop in Texas is doing more than just selling memorabilia. It is bringing a father and son closer together. Damian Bartonek shows us how their shared passion is turning into a lifelong bond.
When you walk into the sports card shop, the amount of signed memorabilia will make your eyes light up. But for this father and son duo out of Longview, their shop is about more than what meets the eye.
This is more than just a business. Obviously, it's the love for the hobby, you know, the people coming in. It's just something we really enjoy doing and getting really involved with the people, you know, and again, it's not just, you know, from trying to make a sale, but it's the part of the enjoyment of it as well.
Ripping cards is one thing, but sharing that experience with those who love the hobby is another.
I'm glad we get to give the experience of something more to do. You know, a hobby that people can get into, do with their kids, do with their dads, do with their family. You know, I enjoy giving the same experience that I have with my dad here every single day.
With each memory stored is a lifelong reminder of the bond they share.
It does make me feel closer to my dad and my family in general. You know, it does kind of give me a sense of completion, I would say.
Pretty awesome to be able to do this on a daily basis. I wasn't sure how that was going to work out, you know, but he's still here today, and it's as fun as ever.
While the Jacobs family has been in business for more than 2 decades, they don't plan on going anywhere anytime soon, because every day,
I want to say it's almost like a lifelong dream. You know, I would have never imagined 100 years that I would be in this position today. And again, just to be able to do something that I thoroughly enjoy, and then to be able to do it with my son as well.
That was Damian Bartonek reporting. And one of the strongest men in the world lives in the United States. His name is Lucas Hatton. He was a football and track star at Pacific Lutheran University, but now he is a global weightlifting superstar. Chris Egan has his story in Washington.
30-year-old Lucas Hatton is a powerlifting machine. He can squat 700 pounds. He split jerk 600. He pulls buses and trucks.
What's it like pulling a truck?
It's kind of easier than you think. Wheels were invented for a reason.
Lucas has loaded up a 530-pound stone.
I've done a 925 deadlift.
He can carry 345-pound logs with ease.
I've carried a 1,000-pound yoke on my shoulders for 100 feet in 17 seconds.
And he just set a new world's strongest man record by pressing 556 pounds overhead.
There's no downside to being strong.
The 360-pound Eatonville native started working with weights as a football player at Pacific Lutheran University.
I had a really good strength coach at PLU who really invested some time in me. I was doing some Olympic weightlifting, so that's the snatch and clean and jerk. So I did that in the summers at PLU, and once college was done, I didn't really have the facilities to train that kind of lifting anymore, so I was like, I'll try powerlifting.
Go. In 2018, Lucas quit his job of 8 years to pursue his dream of becoming a professional strongman. In 2020, he started competing in local competitions, gradually excelling to the international circuit.
You know, you'll lift, you'll load things, you have to sprint between implements. Your transitions have to be perfect. There's a lot of strategy to it.
In 2021, Lucas took a chance and opened up Dungeon Strength Gym in Auburn to help his cause. It's become one of the top powerlifting and strongman gyms in the country.
So strongman is typically 5 to 10 events depending on the show. So there's usually some kind of deadlift, some kind of overhead press. There's throwing events. You have to be very well rounded.
Lucas turned pro in 2022, and he won America's Strongest Man event the next year.
The first one, it was a pretty emotional win. Putting it all on the line, I kind of had a lot of doubts, and winning that contest just was more emotional than just the win. It was like, that was confirmation that all those risks were worth it.
In 24, Lucas took home a bronze in the Strongest Man on Earth competition and would defend his title as America's Strongest Man.
But I do take a lot of pride in, between me, my coach, and my team, we prepare really, really well.
Lucas trains 6 to 7 days a week. And if you think lifting and carrying hundreds of pounds every day would take its toll on this mountain of a man, well,
it's relatively safe if you do it well. You just have to train right.
Strength, dedication, and determination have helped Lucas Hatton become the strongest man in America.
That was Chris Egan reporting. Now let's turn the focus to childhood dream jobs in Texas. Oh, I love this one. One teacher is using AI to help her students take their imaginations to the next level. Sherman Chow sits in a class as kids discover their potential futures like never before.
Have you guys ever dreamed of having your own job?
It's a classic question with some novel answers at the school at St. George Place.
I want to be a scuba diver because I want to discover the sea.
And why do you want to be a neurologist?
If anybody breaks their brain, I can fix it.
And go ahead, yes?
Teacher Sadia Ishaq has her first graders write it all down in their journals, then draw pictures of themselves as teachers, nurses, and more.
All right, I gotta ask. Any of you ever thought about being a TV reporter?
Ow, really? Meanwhile, Ms. Ishaq went a step further.
I took a little photo of you guys, and I put it in our AI in ChatGPT, and I made images of your future self.
She shared the big reveal on the big screen.
You guys ready to transfer to the future? Let's go.
Kayla wants to be a doctor.
1, 2, 3. Awesome, Kayla.
The career doll is a social media trend, and St. George's first grade teachers embraced it to help the kids see themselves in new ways.
Our school is also a 50% Title I school, and a lot of our students don't have certain role models around the community. right, friends.
Ms. Ishaq has been teaching for 10 years, a job she's wanted
Awesome job.
since she was 7.
Seem like you're getting a little.
I'm getting a little emotional because when you just asked what I wanted to be when I grow up, and I thought about my mom, and that was my role model.
The project was a hit with moms and dads too. Each picture comes with a QR code, which Layla told me to scan.
When I grow up, I want to be a singer because I can sing from my heart. This girl is on fire.
It touched my heart.
Mom Brandy remembers when she was a kid.
We did a project like this. I probably had a big head.
Yesterday's crayon drawing, nothing like today's AI projection.
So believable that can be them in the future, and I feel like it's staying in their brains that this can be my reality.
Which one's yours? Maya wants to be a police officer.
Because I want to help the community.
Very emotional, yes.
For Dad Noah to see his little girl 20 years from now.
My baby wants to be a police officer.
Step up. As for Hermes, who wants to fix broken brains,
what are you going to do with it?
I'm going to keep it for the rest of my life.
Why?
I'm just thinking about myself when I was a kid because and I'm a thinker about my teacher who made it for our whole class.
Oh, I love that. That was so sweet. That was Sherman Chow reporting on that one. Don't go too far. We are taking a short break. Here's a look at what's coming up next. A small donut shop with a big title. The owners share their journey from business troubles to best in America. Welcome back. If you're like me, you know, you need a little sweet treat. Not every day, but here and there. Well, we are satisfying our sugar cravings right now in Missouri. If you ever go on a road trip across the country, you might want to visit a sweet spot there. The business recently won America's Best Donut. Renee Knott speaks to the owners about the national recognition.
A small shop in Florissant.
We're a staple here in Florissant.
Is doing some big business, pumping out donuts.
Thousands, and yeah, that's crazy.
And the spot that never closes.
Always somebody who wants donuts 24 hours a day, so that's why we're here 24 hours a day.
Is getting busier ever since Old Town Donuts was voted the best in America.
It's incredible. It's absolutely amazing.
A title that they're not taking lightly.
We work really hard. We come in day out, and we try to do the best we can, and to be recognized at that level is just, you can't even put words to it.
But the words they do have for their community are ones of gratitude.
We've been in this community since 1968, is when the doors first opened.
Because this honor is a reflection of their loyalty.
We have to thank the community for the entire thing.
A loyalty that was not broken 2 years ago, when the shop was shut down by the health department.
We knew it was a big deal.
Because of an insect infestation.
Piece of equipment we had purchased, and we got rid of it immediately. We worked with the health department to get back open as soon as possible.
A problem they owned up to.
Well, we knew honesty would be the best policy.
Reopening.
Keep on building on the positive.
And returning to the kitchen.
At the heart of it, we have people back there putting their heart and soul into this.
And providing not just treats for their community.
Man, donuts make people happy.
But memories.
People that are grown-ups that come in and talk about how they used to come with their grandparents when they were little. I mean, you can't put a price on that. It's just such a cool feeling.
And they're hoping
even more people to love them and more people know about them. I mean, nothing's better for small business than that.
This little shop keeps people coming back to their community.
Make sure America knows about us and loves us forever.
That was Renee Knott reporting. Now, if you ever planned a wedding, this one's gonna trigger me. My wedding is coming up. You know, getting guests to RSVP quickly is a hassle. One Texas couple found a creative way to get their family and friends to respond right away. Ayana Aird spoke to the newlyweds about their idea that is now viral.
When it comes to RSVPing to a wedding, it's easy to put it off. But Maya Alvidrez, the bride, had a surprise twist up her sleeve.
It was actually the week of the wedding. I designed a wedding newsletter, and in there it said the first 2 people to RSVP
would get to be the first in line to eat. But here's the twist. Guests didn't know about the reward until they got there.
I thought my most favorite thing for a wedding is eating. And I don't like waiting to eat.
That lucky couple, Maya's Uncle Rick and Aunt Shelley, who RSVP'd months ago.
Tell me why y'all got to be first to get your dinner.
Because I RSVP'd first.
Because I said they could. Love it.
They were crowing crazy. They were very excited, and everyone was cheering for them and kind of booing like, oh, like, man, I wish that was us.
The idea quickly went viral after Nicholas and Maya's MC, Debbie the DJ, shared it on social media, racking up more than 2 million views across Instagram and TikTok.
It's just nothing I would have ever expected. Like, every time someone tells me, I'm like, what the heck?
What started as a simple way to add fun became a standout wedding moment and a possible new trend for brides and grooms everywhere.
And for the brides, I feel like just doesn't matter what people think. It is your day. You've waited probably your whole life for this, and little girls dream of this, and that's the route I took, and just did whatever I felt was best and made people go with me and roll with it.
A little surprise with a big impact and a reminder that sometimes the best wedding moments are the ones no one sees coming.
Alrighty, that's pretty creative. That was Ayana Aird reporting. We'll be right back on the other side of this break. All right, I'm ready to see this one. Let's go back in time to the era of DVDs. You remember those? Yeah, my family had a ton of them. Well, in a world where streaming is king, Crystal takes us to a movie rental store that is thriving in Arizona. Let's check it out.
Get the popcorn poppin'. We're in Glendale to rent movies the OG way. From the classics to new releases to movies you can't even find on streaming.
Take your time, browse around. My name's Matt Mason, and this is my shop, Superstar Video. I've been working here 30 years. The store's actually older than I am. This is our 46th year, family owned.
When I walked in, I saw row after row after row, ceiling to floor of movies. How much is in your inventory?
We'll go 100,000 plus. I mean, obviously there's duplicates, but you're gonna find stuff here that you're just not gonna find anywhere else. I like to think of ourselves as a library, actually.
In a world where streaming is king, how did Superstar Video survive?
There's so many decades of history of movies that you're just unaware of until you step in a place like this. Renting a movie is more of an event. You bring your family here, you all get to pick a movie. It's not the mundane of picking a movie from streams. And most of the time it's what's new and what they want you to see. You can't ask Netflix a question. You can just come ask me for your movie and I'll find it for you. Like, cause I catalog them, I put them away, I know where everything is. And even if you don't know what the movie is called, I'm gonna find your movie. And if I don't have it, I'll track it down.
Oh, I was looking for this. And if you find a movie you really love, you could also buy it.
Bronx Tale gets asked for a lot, Drop Dead Fred gets asked for a lot, and movies don't have to be old to be hard to get. This is a movie just from, we'll just say 5 years ago, Ready or Not. This is a movie you can't stream anywhere and is already a rare movie.
Why are you passionate about keeping those doors open?
One, I love to collect these movies, and two, I love the interaction with other movie fans. Thank you, we'll see ya. They come in looking for a movie, and whether you want to talk about a movie or you're looking for that hard to find movie, it's something you just don't get in everyday life.
I love that. Okay, that was Crystal Henderson reporting. I'm going to take it a step further than DVDs. I used to watch The Lion King all the time. Love that one. All right, that's it for Featured. Make it a great one.